Hey Andrew, it's James. I'm big number one. You put in an internet inquiry with me about the Polaris RZR1000xp, and I wanted the high lifter edition, I should say. And I want to take a second to go over it as well as introduce myself to you. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Right up here on the front, the first thing you're going to notice is this big steel bumper. If you're running through some brush, not a problem. Just knock it down and keep on going. If you find yourself stuck, you got a 4,500 pound winch here. You can run it out. You actually have an in-the-cab push-button control as well as a remote winch control, which I'll show you in a minute. But that'll pull you out of pretty much anything you can find yourself in. As we step around here a little bit, I want to kind of cover, we got Walker Evans fully adjustable suspension on here. So no matter what kind of terrain you're in, you're going to be able to optimize the suspension to get best suited for what you're into. As well as you're going to have the high lifter edition of A-arms. You're going to have dual A-arm suspension here, and what that's going to do for you is give you a little more ground clearance when you're getting into the heavier stuff. As we pop around here to the side, I want to touch on these Outlaw High Lifter 2 tires. They're going to have an extremely aggressive paddle pattern. So if you're out into the mud, if you're creek crossing, just any of the more aggressive stuff that you might get into, these guys are going to hook up, keep pulling you forward and help you get out of that. As we step around here, I want to touch on the fact that we've got electronic power steering on this machine. So that's going to help you if you got any kind of input, if you're moving at slow speeds across rocks, or stuff that's difficult to navigate. That electronic power steering definitely helps out. To help you get a better feedback and keep moving down the trail, and help you to navigate down the trail. Excuse me. As we step around to the back, you're going to notice you have a long rear trailing arm. And you're also going to have your Walker Evans suspension in the rear. Again, you're going to have lots of adjustability here, and also with the sway bar that runs through it, you're going to have a nice stable ride. Even at speed 40-50 miles an hour, this thing's going to hug to the ground and just keep on dogging along. We're also around here in the back. First thing you're going to notice is these big snorkels that are popping out. That's already done from the factory, so you don't have to worry about making that investment to be able to get into deep water. You can run this thing 4 or 5 feet deep without really having to worry about consuming water into your intake system and possibly doing damage to your engine. It's a great feature to have, and it's available directly on this model. As we keep coming around, I'll go ahead and touch on the fact that we've got half doors that are already included. Again, that just saves you money from having to buy, further on down the road. Of course, it's going to keep you safe and inside of the vehicle in the event that you end up off camber or anything like that. If you're carrying your kids with you, it keeps them safe inside the vehicle as well. We'll go ahead and hop in here and show a couple of things to you. First thing we're going to have is going to be adjustable seats. So if your wife's driving, if she's a shorter person, if you're a shorter person, I don't mean to initiate anything otherwise. You've got a lot of adjustability there, so you can always find a perfect, comfortable spot for you. And it also has a tilt adjustable steering wheel. Again, you can find the spot that's just perfect for you to be able to drive this machine comfortably and aggressively. A couple other things we want to touch on. They got new LED lighting for these for 2016. You've got your low beam as well as your high beam switch, so you can run your headlights, get you a lot of lighting in the darker, foggier conditions, and be able to see and continue down the trail, as you see fit. I touched on the winch control. Here's going to be our first winch control button. You can access it directly from the driver's seat or the passenger seat as well. And also you have a remote winch location down here in the little compartment here, where you can hook it up and actually step outside of the machine and control it, if it's in a dangerous or precarious situation that you might find yourself into where you don't need to be in the vehicle to move it around. You got your automatic transmission, of course your high, low, neutral, reverse. Of course it's got excellent, easy to move positions there. So you can, just pop it into gear and go. One other thing I wanted to touch on before I let you go is going to be this giant rear view mirror here. This is actually an excellent thing to have on the High Lifter 1000xp because, let's face it, if you're out riding in a machine like this, the kind of power this thing makes, most of the time your competition is going to be in the rear view mirror, your friends and your competition. And you need to be able to keep an eye on your friends as you're riding along. So if you got any other questions about the machine, feel free to contact me or reply to the email or give me a call at the dealership at 205-942-3313, and let's see if we can get you out there on the trail in style. Have a great day, Andrew.